We on the grind, it's game time. Light shine, all eyes on the line. Every move, every play, we define. Party lit.
And while the girls' high school basketball season has been going underway for a couple of weeks, for us in the Indianapolis area, welcome to our debut, as well as the MIC on ISC for a 7th season. Tonight, it is a non-conference matchup. One of the better teams at 4A in Plainfield, checking in at 3-0, taking on Stan Benge at 0-3. Yes, it is the battle of the Benges. Kurt on the sideline for Plainfield, older brother Stan on the sidelines for Ben Davis. Thanks for joining us on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Kristen Hazley, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Tonight's game presented in part by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop by and see his office in Avon or call 317-507-7871. Call Nathan today and let's insurance together. Well, the coaching matchup obviously catches your attention. We are talking about the coaches that are 1st and 6th amongst active coaches in terms of career wins. They're Kurt in the middle of your screen. He is top 20 in terms of all-time wins. We're looking at nearly 1,200 combined wins on tonight's sidelines.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in for a treat tonight with the Battle of the Benges, as you called it. Obviously, Kurt and Stan, both Indiana coaching legends in the girls' basketball section, and we are just lucky to see them go at it tonight. Plainfield off to prove that their hot start is for real, and Ben Davis trying to prove their start isn't necessarily who they are.
Plainfield, this has been kind of a 2 or 3 year build for them. They're going to play in the Hall of Fame Classic we'll have for you on ISC coming up next month. They're 2 years removed from playing in the semi-state round. They got switched sectionals last year. They got knocked off by Pike again. The sectional is these two teams, Pike, Avon, and Browns. We're wrapping up a really tough group. They are led by a very familiar name and face. Hannah Menser, her dad Michael is on the sideline. Dad, of course, played at Indiana State University. Hannah has verbal to play at Ball State in 2 years. She is just a junior, 19 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Yeah, Hannah Menser is really the engine behind this Plainfield team. She is driving not only the scoring, but also just the offense in general. Really a key piece for Plainfield, and she'll have to have a good night tonight for them to get to that 4-0.
And Kristen, for Ben Davis, again, they're 0-3, but probably better than their record would indicate because of the caliber of competition they have played. So far, their schedule, HSE, Fishers, and Brownsburg. Geez, last they started 0-4, they would rebound to a 12-12 record.
Yeah, it's early on in the season. This will be a great early season measuring stick as well. And like you said, Ben Davis playing some hot competition early on in the season. This could be a great battle for us tonight.
Shania Curran is the leading scorer and rebounder, both for this Ben Davis team. Other thing of note for the Giants, 3 of their top 5 scorers are freshmen on the season. With that, we'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with starting lineups and opening tip-off from Ben Davis High School. It's the Giants and the Quakers. It's yours next on the ISC Sports Network. McCullingham time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler!
Whoa! Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts,
Hardly
Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
And gets the highlights.
Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away.
The Ben Davis Giants will have their starters introduced second. The visitors from Plainfield will have their starting lineup introduced first. Reference fact, they are 3-0. They have played one similar foe, that being Brownsburg, and Brownsburg beat Ben Davis by 2. Plainfield beat Brownsburg by 6. So to kind of give the example, like we said, Ben Davis is likely a better team than their record would indicate. Starting 5 for Kurt Benj, as well as the Plainfield Quakers. Hannah Menser, we mentioned their leading scorer on the season. Berkeley Williams, Abrielle Dugan, Briley Todd, and Caroline Pugh. So their top 5 scorers on the season round out their starting 5. As a team, Plainfield scoring 66 points a contest. Their opponents 50 points per game. Plainfield shooting 39% from the floor, 32% from 3. They're making 8 threes a game. 14 assists, that catches your attention. 58% from the line, maybe doesn't catch your attention. Here's the stat, though, that should impress you. They're getting to the line 28 times a game is Plainfield. So we referenced the fact that Ben Davis' starters would come up next, and again, they are playing a fair amount of freshmen. They've announced 2 starters, both of them freshmen so far. Tatum Skibinski at 5'7", 4 points and 3 rebounds a game. Paige Jones, a 5'6" freshman, at 2 points and 2 rebounds a game. And Deja Royston rounds out their freshman starters at 5'7", 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals a contest. Shania Curry, Alea Sulzer are the 2 leading scorers. Ben Davis averaging just 37 points a game. Curry and Sulzer, Kristen, account for 22 of those 37.
Yeah, and you said it. 0-3 start, not indicating who they are. Brownsburg, obviously a tight 2-point game there. They came out, won the first quarter, but you said it. It's all off the back of Shania Curry and Alea Sulzer. One senior and 1 junior, 2 leading scorers, and they are really doing it all for Ben Davis right now. If they've got a run in them, it's most likely going to start with Curry.
We referenced the fact that Plainfield is 2 years removed from being in a semi-state. Ben Davis is 3 years removed from being in a semi-state. They were beaten by Lawrence North in that semi-state some 3 seasons ago. Now, we appreciate you joining us on the ISC Sports Network. First night of back-to-back MIC girls hoops games. Tomorrow night's game is a conference one. North Central and Lawrence North. Shane Schott will join me for that one. Center jump is won by Plainfield. It is Menser that will track it down. In Williams, she and Menser make quite the 1-2 punch out of the backcourt. Williams 13 points a game. Menser had a chance to go for the 15-footer. Tried to find the open teammate instead. Pugh had it deflect off of her forehead. Out of bounds to Ben Davis.
Yeah, Menser just coming off an absolutely monster night versus Danville. 24 points, and she went 6 for 9 from 3-point land. Plainfield is shooting the ball very well early on. Something to keep an eye on is their perimeter game.
I would say Plainfield's most impressive victory was their first one. They beat Lily Graves and McCutcheon 58-56, and Graves is one of the best players in her class, if not in the country, then at least in the Midwest. She's a player we've been talking about for a long time. 2-1-2, 3-quarter court trap by Plainfield that changes now into a man-to-man. And Ben Davis has really struggled to shoot the ball. 25% from the floor, 16% from 3-point range. So if Kurt, of course, the broadcaster jinx works in reverse. Curry nails an 18-foot pull-up jump shot.
Yeah, they're really going to be leaning on Curry, especially when she gets into some of those mismatch situations. She's great at that duck-in and can do great things when she gets those elbow touches as well.
Reach-in foul going to be called as Dugan on the drive. Should be 2 free throws coming up, and like we said, Plainfield gets to the line early and often. That is the case for Abrielle Dugan as well. She is 10 of 15 from the free throw line on the season.
That really plays into Plainfield's high-tempo pace that we've seen so far early on in the season. They like to, even on makes like we saw here, they like to get the ball out, they like to run, and try and attack early onto the basket if it's there.
It is a busy week for the Quakers. They play both Friday and Saturday, and they'll be tested on Saturday as well as Dugan misses the second. They're playing in the feature game of the Sneakers for Santa event at Brownsburg when they take on Homestead, one of the preseason favorites in the state of Indiana. Spot up wing 3 does not go. Berkeley Williams has inside position. That was Sulzer that could not get to 3 to fire. It's a 2-1 early lead for Ben Davis. And it's a bit of an undersized group for Plainfield. Pugh is their center at 5'11". Williams on the drive and rolls over the rim.
And that's how Plainfield can hurt you, whether they're in the set position or on the transition there, able to get to the basket.
On the other end, Ben Davis cannot get it to go. Key for Plainfield to be to try to limit Ben Davis to just one rebound. Menser pulls and scores. Three-point shooting, her forte, 42%. Going to play for Brady Sally in 2 years at Ball State.
Now already playing like an all-state player early on. Ben Davis with the answer.
Skabinski for three. Again, Stan is playing a young group with 3 freshmen that start. Good job to free up room for Menser. Couldn't hit the jump shot. That was Pugh that gave her the extra space. And Ben Davis will bring the ball into the front court. Good job to find Skabinski. Extra pass. Shot blocked. Second shot blocked. Fight for the loose ball, and I think jump ball is going to be called, maybe even an inadvertent whistle.
Not necessarily surprised to see this game getting a little physical early on. You mentioned it, the 1-2-1 trap they're playing there. Find the trap, and Ben Davis just scrambling there, trying to get something out of the possession.
And I think the explanation to Kurt Benj is going to be, as we kind of see the referee just off camera saying, we went to the arrow because I had an inadvertent whistle, and there was no clear possession. Immediately tapped his chest, said, that's my fault. Went to Rob Fulkerson, and Rob won't be mad if I call him the senior official of the 3 that are on the floor, and I think that's why we went to the jump ball there. Either way, Ben Davis maintains possession. Pull-up 3 by Sulzer is good. Again, if Ben Davis can hit that on the regular, they're going to be a good basketball team.
They will be, and Leah Sulzer early on in the season only averaging 9 points per game. So the fact that she's off to a hot start is a great sign for Ben Davis Giants.
If you can just get consistent offense, Ben Davis is going to be fine. Offense should not be a problem for Plainfield. Williams gets her second field goal. We're tied at 8. And timeout going to be called by Coach Benj. It is a 30-second timeout. And tonight's game presented in part by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. You're getting lots of things like cheering your team on to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agent Nathan Begley is good at your insurance. That's why Nathan is here to help you think through any question you have about your auto, home, renters, business, or life insurance. Talk to Nathan in person, online, or over the phone at 317-507-7871 or stop by his office at 9821 East US Highway 36 in Avon. Call Nathan today and let's insurance together. Well, there are so many ways that I could describe the greatness of Stan Benj as a coach. I'll let you tell your stories about working with Coach Benj coming up here in a matter of moments. And then here's the stat that I found most interesting going into tonight's game. Stan on the active all-time coaches wins list is 200 clear of his closest competitor. Now again, he's the second winningest coach in the history of Indiana high school girls basketball. But of those that are currently coaching, he's 200 wins and counting above the next closest coach.
Yeah, it's not even close for Coach Benj. And you mentioned I had the pleasure of working at IUPU, well, formerly IUPUI, now IU Indy, on the women's basketball staff with Coach Benj, and plenty of stories from those road trips to come, but just a brilliant basketball mind, and we're happy to have him back in the high school game.
And briefly left coaching high school to go work with Austin Parkinson at IUPUI. Sulzer's shot does not go. Menser made the 3 at the other end. Fight for the loose ball. Ben Davis tracks it down. Stan also spent time briefly at Roncalli as the girls basketball coach and returned to Ben Davis a handful of years ago. Joe Lentz was the head coach in the duration between Stan's tenures here, and Joe is on the scorer's table working tonight's game for Ben Davis. Steal by Plainfield. Second Ben Davis turnover. They have averaged just shy of 20 a game. Williams on the drive, couldn't get it to go. And that's going to be a foul against Curry.
That's not a great start there for Shania Curry. Obviously got to be aware of her getting into foul trouble, especially down on the post. On the opposite end, though, Plainfield's doing an excellent job defensively, just denying that pass into Curry. Ben Davis would love to make this a paint game, but right now finding it very difficult to find Curry.
Dugan will check out for Plainfield. They've got 10 on the active roster, do the Quakers. On the drive. Shot does not go, but good job to get the rebound. That's Todd that tracked it down, but Sulzer plays the passing lane and wins the foot race back. Kind of stumbled on the layup, but give her credit for fighting through. Draws contact and one. Sulzer has a chance to make it a three-point play.
Well done by Sulzer there, and it's just an effort play. Well done jumping into the passing lane. Beats her on the first layup, just not enough on it, but the hustle to get the rebound, going up, creating the contact, and focusing for the finish through.
So Sulzer on the season from the line is 3 of 8. Ben Davis actually not a bad free throw shooting team at 68%, but their story is the opposite of Plainfield. They have not been getting the line. They are averaging taking less than 12 free throws per game. And Sulzer misses that. She averages 9 points, a little more than 3 rebounds a contest. Just open post offense, let Williams go to work. That's her third field goal in the opening 4:45.
Yeah, and Berkeley Williams, we talk a lot about Hannah Messner. She is that backup, and really they've got quite a few supporting players for Plainfield, but she's having herself a great first quarter tonight.
Hayden O'Connor, a 5'9" junior, getting some minutes now for Ben Davis. Ben Davis's JV won the earlier game handily over Plainfield. In fact, that was a bit of a running clock game, hence why we had a somewhat early start tonight, which on a Tuesday night we are not mad about at all. On the drive, the pull-up is good. So Paige Jones, 4th different score, cracked the column for Ben Davis. Plainfield a 1-point lead. Todd, the runner, no.
That's much better there by Ben Davis. They want to limit Plainfield obviously to one and done, but it's going to be critical for them to stay in this matchup against how well they're shooting it.
Curry goes 84 feet. Pugh does a great job of holding her ground. Ball does deflect off of her. Todd will have a seat. Shania Daniels now will check in, a 5'8" sophomore, averaging 3.5 points a game. Mentioned Plainfield's got a busy week. They'll take on Homestead on Saturday. First, they will open up league play with Perry Meridian. That game at home coming up on Friday night. Our cameras head to Plainfield next Wednesday night for the boys opener. And they take on county rival and sectional rival as well, Avon. Ben Davis doing a great job of sharing the basketball. And, sometimes stats can lie to you. Ben Davis has now made 3 threes here in the opening quarter.
And that is a little bit opposite of, honestly, what we've seen from them so far this season. But good for them battling back. We expect to see it from Plainfield trying to answer there. And, again, you said it, Ben Davis just hot from behind the arc in this first quarter.
And, again, frankly, you're playing at home. That always helps. But this is such a young team. You think they're going to kind of make that quantum leap forward as the season goes along. Sometimes that happens at a bit more of a fast tempo pace. Cadence Bland will check in. Cade's not a great score, but it's a couple of rebounds, a couple of steals a game. Ben Davis averaging making a little under 4 threes a game. They've made 3 already. And again, you knew we would kind of click at some point in time.
Yeah, and it'll be a great wrinkle to this game to see what it does to Plainfield defensively. Now you do have to almost protect that three-point lane, which potentially opens up that paint area for Curry to go to work.
All knocked away. So tied at 15. High-scoring quarter, which frankly bodes well for Ben Davis that they can kind of keep up. They came in averaging just 37 points a game, but again, their level of competition has been tremendous.
Absolutely, and if you cannot keep Plainfield off the boards, especially on the offensive side of things, then this is the second best thing you can do is having your way on the offensive end.
Good job by Curry, had inside position. Pugh commits the foul. Other part of this story for Ben Davis as well is that they have taken good care of the basketball. There's 3 turnovers so far for the Giants. Mackenzie Martin will come on, 5'3" senior. Couple of rebounds a game. Emma Ryder comes on, a 5'6" sophomore, averaging 4 points a game. Curry draws contact. Just the third team foul, so.
No team really kind of taking control, taking the bull by the horns here and dictating the tempo quite yet. You would think that Plainfield really wants to find some of those shooters in transitions, but they've done a nice job of getting downhill, attacking the basket, and then getting into their offensive sets quickly when that's not on.
Mariah Armstrong, who had Plainfield's last bucket, has the foul. Armstrong 4 points and 5.5 rebounds a game. Give away by Ben Davis. And on the attack, foul will be called. And Ryder should be on the way up. We'll get a couple of free throws.
Plainfield's guards are doing a nice job of finding the open man in transition, whether it's off a steal that we've seen a couple of them. And you mentioned it, Greg, Ben Davis doing a nice job so far this season of taking care of the ball. And that's another thing that Plainfield likes to live off of on the defensive end is jumping those passing lanes.
Ryder gets the free throw to fall home. Ben Davis will open up league play as well this weekend as they go to Warren Central. In fact, Ben Davis is not at home for a while after this game. Their next action that potentially could have a home game would be in the Marion County Tournament. So Ryder makes them both already. 5 different players now have scored for Plainfield. After a brief break, Sulzer returns. Bland will have a seat.
Ben Davis doing a nice job of limiting some of those transition 3 opportunities that Plainfield wants to find, but right now the main focus has just been trying to beat this press.
Able just to get to the half court, but things a bit wobbly in this set for Ben Davis. And simply put, they're going to go through growing pains like this all year.
Absolutely, but you know, that's one of the great things about having someone like Coach Stan Bench on your bench. The culture's already set. They have those Ben Davis high expectations. Now they just need to grow into it.
Curry, great job to create space. Good bucket.
Brilliant move by Curry there on the post. Just well aware of where the defenders are, where her space to work is, and the clock. Brilliant display of post moves there by Curry.
Plainfield's one of the better teams in the state, and Ben Davis has hung with them for the first 8 minutes of this game. It's Giants 17 and Quakers 17. We're back for second quarter action in a matter of moments. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network. And then volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Oh, wait, and he ducks it. Oh my goodness. Here, Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup taken and an and one.
Fly ball.
Many thanks to Vince Morales and Jordan Shue, our guys behind the scenes, making sure our signal gets to you on this Tuesday night. And really the opener of our Indianapolis area basketball schedule on the ISC Sports Network. Tomorrow night, North Central heads to the defending 4A girls champs in Lawrence North. Williams misses. Sulzer's already made a couple. Elects to pull from the elbow. Not a bad shot. Again, Ben Davis is doing all the little things right tonight. Now Sulzer steps in and misses.
Yeah, you said absolutely right there. Perfect job on the offensive rebound there. If they can turn this into a 2-possession versus limiting Plainfield to just one and done on the other end, they've got the advantage in this one.
And the ball will stay here. You're not making shots, but every shot's a good shot. And everything around it doing very well.
And that's one of the things I was looking for from my keys of the game, Greg, pregame is you've got to find the good shots. And if they settle for those good shots and they get another good look on it, they can battle for that second offensive rebound.
Well, let's also face it, like 5-shot possessions are really good. Even if you go for 5,
Yeah.
those things had to work out for you long term.
I was never great at math, but that seems to make a lot of sense.
Williams, though, gets the bucket. Again, she has been her typical solid self. She's got 8. And now Ben Davis gives it away. But Plainfield couldn't maintain possession. Kurt Benj loves the hustle he's seeing from his team. And is a timeout given to keep possession, or is it a foul? I think it is the latter. It'll be a foul. So turnover against Ben Davis, their 5th.
Yeah, and you see the suffocating pressure Plainfield's putting right now on Ben Davis, not even on the full court, but that half-court trap defense. And this is just an excellent test for not only the Ben Davis's young ball handlers, but also Plainfield. Can you put that press on without getting yourselves into foul trouble?
One thing you're seeing, too, is Plainfield is going pretty deep into their bench tonight. And frankly, Ben Davis has played 8. And that is a strength of this Plainfield group. They really have played a 10-player rotation most of this season. Shot blocked. That was Royston that was able to track it down for BD. Curry, that's a long 2. But again, that's an in-rhythm shot. Salzer, the pass, and knocked home by Royston.
Yeah, Salzer really the hero on that one. Battling, gets behind 2 of the Plainfield players and able to grab that offensive rebound.
All 5 starters now have scored for Ben Davis. And they continue just to kind of hang around in this one. That ball was not tipped, so that will be an over and back violation.
And so far, Ben Davis doing a nice job of almost surviving, these turnovers. Not usually can you give Plainfield this many free trips down the court, and they're staying right in there with them. Plainfield's offense sputtering a little bit at the start of this second quarter.
Jones will come back in. Martin will have a seat. The trap by Curry, but takes a lot to rattle Menser. And she has played such a high level of basketball, both in terms of at Plainfield since her freshman year. Timeout given to Coach Benj, as in Plainfield Coach Benj. I'll specify going forward. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right. But to finish the thought on Hannah, she has played at such a national level. In fact, I'll tell you a story. So we, with the ISC Sports Network, are very fortunate to be able to handle some events for USA Basketball. And a couple of summers ago, I guess now summer of 24, we are down at the end of July at what at the time was kind of the season-ending event that USA Basketball would put on for the travel ball season. So late July, and this is where all the different kind of AAU circuits merged. Like, depending on what your shoe circuit was, didn't matter. You were going to play at this event because under the auspices of USA Basketball. Those were the first coaches I saw. It's her dad, Michael Menser, that was there because Hannah was playing in the 16 and under group at the time.
Yeah, she is really an impressive basketball player, obviously. But in this Indiana high school environment, she's turned into a 3-level scorer. You cannot just shut down one dimension of her game and expect that you'll keep her in check.
Draws an immediate double off the screen by Williams. Good action off of it, though. Todd can't fire and can't hit the 3, and now Curry looks to lead the break. And Curry, Ben Davis, is leading scorer on a per-game basis with 13. Salzer 9 after that. Starting 5 back on the floor now for Stan Benj and BD. Salzer step through. Give it to her. Alea Salzer now with 7 and her second chance at an and-1 opportunity.
That's just great work by Salzer here. Sees that she's got a little space into the lane there. Does a nice job of stepping through. Armstrong draws the contact and focuses on the finish. Having herself a great game tonight as Salzer.
And has to work on the free throw shooting. She's 3 of 9 so far this year, but got that to go. And Ben Davis in front, 22-19. No real trap here, just kind of 3-quarter court man pickup here by the Giants.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see different variations here from Ben Davis on defense. Coach Stan Benj, definitely known for his defensive schemes.
And Skabinski able to walk it home with a layup. Skabinski's first 2, she's got 8. Ben Davis now enjoys their largest lead at 5.
And again, Skibinski, just the freshman, one of those key growing pieces that Coach Stan Benge will have for a few years to come.
Ben Davis doing a good job of shadowing Menser's every move. Way through here, quarter number 2. We got shot clocks, no, they're not going to be turned on. Hear the Ben Davis fans making some noise. Fans know ball here. They get it.
Yeah.
They understand what they're seeing
They
in
know.
terms of defensive effort from their Giants.
They know what some good defense looks like, and you said it right there. Just denying Menser the chance to get anything going from the perimeter, denying that first pass there. And you said it, Ben Davis knows good D when they see it.
Good inside-out game by Armstrong. Dugan forced the issue and got a tough shot.
Great finish by Dugan, a very tough shot, stays with it. And again, if you're Ben Davis, they had to work hard for that bucket. You're okay giving up that long possession.
And foul going to be called. It's going to be on Dugan. Team foul number 2. Not a lot of free throws in this game. Plainfield has shot 4, and that's a story as well. Again, they average 28 free throws a game, and it's early in the year. So sometimes, one game kind of blow up averages on things like that. O'Connor will come back in for BD as Royston gets a seat. Ben Davis has went just twice.
And not surprised to see them keeping those fresh legs coming in, especially when you go into that half-court trap defense. It requires that quickness and just being turned on at all times.
Almost a steal. Ben Davis does have 6 turnovers. Plainfield just 2. About a 5-second count being employed. Just got rid of the ball in time. Good look by Curry. Skibinski almost banked it in. And then Menser is pressured, I think. She touched it last, yes. Turnover by Plainfield.
That's just great effort there by the Ben Davis Lady Giants. Staying with that ball, seeing that it's up for grabs and just keeping the pressure on.
Plainfield number 4. The latest class poll that came out on Sunday. Runner is up and good. Martin gets the first bench points of the game for Ben Davis.
Yeah, Mackenzie Martin, part of that bench substitute group that can come off and keep your solid play going. Finds her way to the lane for a nice bank in there.
Armstrong tied up. And the arrow points the opposite direction. Anyway, Plainfield in the coaches poll is number 5. That is the one-class poll. So again, to kind of give you an idea as to how highly thought of this Plainfield team is. Ball deflected by Williams. And that jump ball will go right back in the direction.
Now really even early on here in terms of offensive possession, really in this second half, Lady Giants stepping up that defense, running Messner off that three-point line and forcing them to find some other way to get downhill.
Now, Menser 2 early threes really has not been a factor since the early stages of the opening quarter. Baseline corner 3 way too strong. Touch last by the Quakers. It's off of Berkeley Williams.
And that is just great defensive composure there by excuse me, by Shania Curry in the post. Knows her scout, knows who she's guarding there. No need to step out and pressure the 3. Essentially a turnover there for Plainfield.
Skibinski does a good job of looking middle. Curry from the lane, no. Good, tough rebound by O'Connor. She was being held. 3rd foul against the Quakers. It'll be underneath out of bounds to Ben Davis. Another timeout coming by Plainfield. Looks like this will be of the full variety, so let's take it with them. 2:13 to play before halftime Ben Davis trying to spring the upset. They lead Plainfield 26-21 here on ISC.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim!
Six of them.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Menser and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Back at Ben Davis High School, as always, thanks to Heather McGowan, her wonderful staff, for having us out. Our cameras are back here next Tuesday night when Fishers visits in boys basketball to tip off their season, and that'll be our season opening game. Our first of 40 on My Indy TV 23. Salter lets fire. That does not go. Good job by Hugh to track that down. At 5'11", she's the post for this group. Menser's runner, no. Curry altered the shot. Curry goes all the way and draws contact. She'll shoot two.
Nice work by Curry there, going coast to coast, but the possession before that, as you see her come down, Curry does a nice job running at her. She'll get herself to the line, but the possession before that, Plainfield doing a nice job of trying to run the court.
Nah, we thought that was going to be a reach-in foul, but that has been deemed to be a charge against Curry. So second foul on Curry, and I would imagine Stan Benge would like to have her sit for the final minute 54. Maybe you bring her back in for a last offensive possession if situation indicates that. That could have been a chance to go up by 6 or 7 instead. Now your best player's sitting with 2 fouls. So we'll kind of mark this moment in the game. 3, no. Plainfield's been a little quick on some shots as this half has gone along. Ben Davis is that time as well. Really kind of the first rushed shot you've seen from Ben Davis. But on the tie-up, possession arrow keeps it here.
Yeah, both of those 3 looks, not the first option either of those sides are looking for there. And Plainfield really just a little bit out of sorts on the offensive end. Need to move it around a little bit, especially with Curry out of the game. Can you work it down low into the post?
Undeterred by a previous miss, Martin lets fire. That does not go, and we're down a shoe. Royston playing with one boot on and one not so much right now. And so Plainfield wisely goes right at her, but misses.
Have to go to the rule book on that. I wonder if she can swat it with the shoe.
The answer is no, by the way. Everybody kind of thinking there's going to be a stoppage coming, and it never came. So we play on. And now steps cold. By the way, Nevaeh Jackson in there for Ben Davis, 5'10" sophomore. Her first run of the game. Paige Jones will come in to replace her. It really is about an 8 or 9 player rotation that the Giants use on a regular basis.
And so far, they've done a nice job of winning the glass on both ends of the court, limiting Plainfield to one-and-dones on their trips and creating chances on the offensive end.
Martin, now that's a good look. Even though it didn't go, that in the lane is the shot you want to take.
Absolutely. We were talking early on that if Ben Davis can keep this as a paint game, it favors them more, although it's kind of flip-flopped a bit. Ben Davis being the team that's had some more success from behind the arc, and Plainfield and Mesner doing a great job of getting downhill to the hoop.
So Menser gets her first bucket since the opening quarter, and she had 2 early threes. And Menser averaging 19 points a game. And even though she's a great three-point shooter, she is not limited to that. She is a great all-around player.
You say all around, and I mean, you talk about 6 rebounds per game, and the one that really got me too was averaging 2 blocks per game so far this season.
Ben Davis, yep, was kind of walking the tightrope there, and it was deemed to be touched by Plainfield, which allows Ben Davis to go to the backcourt to get it. And then they'll sit Curry now for the final 16 seconds just to be safe. And frankly, if you're Ben Davis, you can just hang on to the ball here. Even you get a shot, great. Just don't give up the lead you've worked so hard to get going into halftime.
You're spot on, Greg. Just value the ball, value these last possession here. Can you run the clock down? And, heck, they've been all right from behind the arc.
Plainfield does have a foul to give if they're thinking that direction. Skabinski gets around our defender and scores.
Yeah. You'll take that every time. A great job by Skabinski going down the baseline. Finds the easy layup. A great way to end a half for Ben Davis.
Skabinski had 11 points the first 3 games combined. She's got 10 points in 16 minutes tonight. Ben Davis, what a win this will be for their first of the season, leading 4th-ranked Plainfield, 28-23. Halftime coverage comes your way next. You're watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Got fouled, got the dunk, got the poster, and gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away. And then volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Kept home by Lawrence Thorne, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to him. Oh, lead, and he dunks it. Oh my goodness. Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Big players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish.
You get a layup taken and an and one.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Oh, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn. What a swim. 6 of them.
Welcome back to Ben Davis High School. There you see a shot of the state champion girls national championship team from 2009. That was the team that beat Schuyler Diggins and South Bend, Washington at Lucas Oil Stadium. That was kind of the test pilot for basketball at Lucas Oil, because then a few weeks later was the regional that Louisville won. The next year was the Final Four for the first time at Lucas Oil Stadium. That was a wonderful day of girls basketball, and obviously in the height of a remarkable run for Ben Davis. Do they have that level of talent here currently? To be honest, no. But again, you kind of see that brighter days are ahead for this Ben Davis program. And again, they won 6 games 2 years ago, 12 games last year. They're 0-3 this year. The Kristen, they have looked really good tonight, and they're starting 3 freshmen. Plainfield's number 4 in the state. They're 3-0, but Ben Davis leads by 5. How did we get here?
Yeah, you mentioned it looking really good and starting 3 freshmen while doing it. I love that they've switched up things on the defensive end, really limiting what Plainfield can get on their first trip down the court. From there, they've dominated the glass, especially on the offensive end, giving themselves multiple looks at the basket. And for them, a bad shot is better than a live ball turnover if you're Ben Davis. So they have really stuck to that plan and done a nice job in this first half taking control of the game.
You know, you do a good job of kind of delineating between live ball turnovers and dead ball turnovers. And frankly, there have been a handful of live ball turnovers, but I can't specifically remember a bucket that Plainfield got off of a Ben Davis turnover in half number one.
Now, there might have been one early on, at Plainfield obviously playing some nice defense. They're quick. When they can get those tips out on the passing lane, they're usually really fast in transitioning and finding their way downhill to the basket. But you said it, not a lot of turnovers being given by Ben Davis tonight, and that's been obviously much to their advantage in this first half.
On the flip side, Ben Davis has not been terribly active in terms of forcing turnovers. I've got Plainfield with just 5. But let's credit their defense in total, because Plainfield had 17 points in quarter number 1. Plainfield had 6 points in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and I think you credit that a little bit to the different looks that Ben Davis was throwing defensively at Plainfield. And you said it, not necessarily winning the ball on some of these live turnovers, but traps. They're limiting them to one and done on the defensive boards as well, which is something that if you're Plainfield, you've got to make the adjustment in halftime to try and at least get a little bit more competitive on your own offensive glass.
Even though this is a team that has got a lot of juniors and sophomores on it, it's a team that has played a lot together. Plainfield will be up to the challenge here in half number 2. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with some first half highlights. Our score at the break, it is Ben Davis 28 and Plainfield 23. That a nod to Bria Goss and great Ben Davis teams of years gone by. We're back to BD in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Got the dunk, got the poster, and gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away. And then will volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence Thorne, and they'll score on it. Oh, my goodness. Give it to him. Oh, Regal Lane, and he dunks him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Big players, big boy, I'm telling you right now, that's awesome, I love it. Oh! That's the finish. Oh! Give you the layup, take it, and an and one. Oh, my ball. Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them. Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kind of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, fall, ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Back here at Ben Davis High School, Greg Rakestraw, Kristen Hazley with you on the ISC Sports Network. Yes, you've got some room to explore the space here at Ben Davis High School tonight. Tatum Spinski 10, Alea Sulzer 8, Shania Curry 4, Royston, Jones, and Martin each with 2 for Ben Davis. Bland, O'Connor, and Jackson have all played but did not score. For Plainfield, Menser 8, Williams 8, 3 for Dugan, 2 each for Ryder and Armstrong. Todd and Pugh had extended minutes but did not score. Daniels played as well but did not score. And, maybe of all the different stats we can throw at you about Ben Davis in the first half, the fact that Curry hasn't had to carry them offensively and they're still winning, that's really good for Stan Benge's group.
Absolutely. We mentioned at halftime, well, this is a little bit of a surprise, based on the early season reports, but we thought Curry would be key to carrying them. But you mentioned it, Sulzer stepping up. We've seen some great play from Tatum Skibinski, and really that freshman class kind of coming alive, and you're seeing a little bit of the magic behind Coach Benj's madness, if you will.
So again, Ben Davis came in at 0-3, Plainfield at 3-0 in the season. Here is a look ahead at what we've got going this week on the ISC Sports Network. We mentioned a couple of times tomorrow night for girls basketball. Jane Schott, the IHSA Assistant Commissioner for Girls Hoops, will join me on the coverage of Lawrence North and North Central, our traditional MIC opener in terms of girls hoops on ISC. Again, Lawrence North, the defending 4A champs, however, they look a lot different with two great players, two four-year starters, and Kaya Hurt and Jemiah Thomas both moving on to Illinois State and NK respectively, and Kiki Butler electing to transfer to Lawrence Central for her final season. So we'll see how Coach Thomas does with a largely new squad at LN this year. We'll have that tomorrow against North Central at 7:30. Thursday afternoon, Kristen and I are back together again for NAIA Regional Soccer. Marion hosting two teams that will play each other on Thursday. Winner gets the Knights, the #1 seed in the NAIA Women's Soccer Tournament on Saturday afternoon. The 2 o'clock match will be Aquinas out of Grand Rapids against St. Ambrose out of Iowa. Again, 2 o'clock will be the start time at Ascension St. Vincent Field. Friday night, the ISC crews will produce two games for the IHSAA Champions Network for the high school football semi-state. Brownsburg and Warren Central, as well as Heritage Hills and Roncalli. And then on Saturday, we're just going to be everywhere. That's the best way to describe it. We will have 4 different athletic events at Marion University. Not to mention Southern Indiana FC playing for a second consecutive trip to the U.S. Open Cup and much more. ISCSportsNetwork.com always has more. Dugan, 3, got it, and that's how you start the half. Dugan, who was 4 of 8 on threes on the season coming in, makes her second field goal, her first 3, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game, and Ben Davis immediately turns it over.
Yeah, and that is a hot start for Plainfield, exactly how you wanted to come out of the halftime. Gabriel Dugan, the junior point guard, finally finding some success from behind the three-point arc, a little bit more close to the identity that we've seen early on from Plainfield. We'll see if they can keep that offense rolling.
Three in the corner for Todd. Got that one too. And when you know, kind of the role players step up for Plainfield after Menser and Williams had to carry so much of the freight in the first half.
Yeah, and you see right there exactly what it was. Almost 3 Ben Davis players trying to go stop the ball there. And it just leaves Daniels open in the corner for a 3.
Skibinski looking to answer and does. Tatum Skibinski makes her third 3 of the game. She's got 13. Game on here on the west side. That's 3 threes between the two teams in the opening minute of quarter number 3. Now Plainfield showing why they are, again, a top 5 level team in the state. But again, nothing is guaranteed for them because of being in the same sectional as Pike.
You're absolutely right. In games against Ben Davis, these sorts of out-of-conference games are just going to prepare them better for that really tough sectional at the end of the season.
And again, Plainfield plays in the mid-state, and that league has grown. And frankly, I think the boys basketball is starting to catch up with how good the girls basketball in that league has been. Because you've got Mooresville with Mark Hurt that's been good for so many years. Franklin made the 4A championship game a handful of years ago. So they get battle tested in their league, but Coach Kurt Benj not afraid to play all the other great teams in the area. And timeout going to be called by Ben Davis.
Yeah, had to take a quick one there, does Coach Stan Benj. Credit Plainfield stepping up out of this halftime, putting the clamps on early, not letting Ben Davis really get anything going offensively, and they've found behind the three-point arc themselves a couple times.
So second 30-second timeout that has been taken by Ben Davis. Any other timeouts they take will be of the full variety going forward. I want to thank Jordan Shue and Vince Morales for making sure our signal gets to you on this Tuesday night. A couple of Ben Davis Giants to make sure I say hello to. John Easter, that's Mr. Easter to you students. The WBDG. Usually John and I, there's a selfie taken at some point in time, but he's not here tonight. One of the weather. I want to say hello to my buddy David Lindsay, the football public address voice, amongst other sports for Ben Davis High School. His daughter Hannah came up and said hello to us at halftime, and she is keeping the family business going. She's doing the public address work for tonight's game. Her day job working these days at the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, Division II League based here in Indianapolis. Hello to both Dave and John watching the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, Ben Davis going back to a bit man-to-man. Looks like they're chasing through those screens as well. Just trying to make things a little chaotic in the infield there.
Clean steal that time by Sulzer. Menser slow to get up at the other end. And Sulzer powers through and scores. And that was the right call. That was all ball on that pick on this end of the floor.
Absolutely, and that's just they are crowding those passing lanes, making it really difficult for Plainfield to get downhill.
Well, Ben Davis showing that in a mix, I think it's going to be really good this year. Both Lawrence Central and Pike, and now I get to the defending 4A champs in LN of that group of 6. Ben Davis is not going to be a pushover. Williams, shot block, that's Curry. And Curry, good play, has to be careful, playing with 2 fouls. Does get the clean shot block there.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice block there from Curry. You said it, 2 fouls. Obviously have to be a little bit more conservative, but from our angle here, it looked like she was straight up. Definitely not encroaching on any space there. Good defensive block.
A couple of early threes by Plainfield, haven't scored since. Menser trying to change that, but even a player of Menser's ilk can occasionally force one and might have there a little bit about a 19-foot 2-point shot.
Yeah, maybe not the best look there for Plainfield, but again, you have to credit Ben Davis just making things a little difficult, getting into the paint. Looked like Messner's best look from there.
Good half-court trap here by Plainfield. And Sulzer double dribble. You don't see that very often in the referee bingo card, but that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, good call there by the referee, and you said it, Plainfield playing that trap, making it difficult for Ben Davis to get into any offensive sets. And right now they've just got to focus on valuing the ball and trying to get some offensive power going.
On the drive, who touched it last? Plainfield did. Off the leg of Menser.
And with Menser struggling so far through this game, they've really done a nice job of leaning on Berkeley, Williams, and Dugan. They've got to keep that going in the second half, though.
Plainfield starting to, yep, that's traveling.
Yep.
Yeah, they hit, it's been the 3/4 court trap. They really have tried to kind of clamp down once Ben Davis picks his side in the half court.
Yeah, it's understandable why the Lady Giants are struggling with that a little bit. Obviously, early on in the season, some young ball handlers, not a super deep team as far as other options they can rotate in there. And Plainfield just doing a nice job defensively.
That ball was deflected, so hence Plainfield go to the backcourt to go get it. Jones staying with Todd, step for step. And Menser is fouled there. That'll be on Sulzer. And frankly, this early in the season, this is going to be a game where this makes both teams better.
It's a great point. I couldn't agree more. Both teams are going to see, different defensive looks from each respective bench coach, and going to have to really test themselves, test their ball handling skills, who can take care of it and who can find the better shots.
A lot of what Plainfield is seeing defensively from Ben Davis, they're going to see from Pike in terms of a sectional drive. Curry, no, but got bumped on the way up, and Curry will shoot her first 2 free throws of the game. And when we talk about Ben Davis has not gotten the line a lot, Curry's the exception to that.
Right, and if there's someone you want to get to the line for Ben Davis, it is Curry, shooting 89% from the line, obviously early on here, but something that bodes well for her, especially someone that they're going to look for a lot in the post.
Curry left that one short. And came in averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds a game, and just shy of 3 steals a contest. She's not had those great of numbers tonight, but she has clearly done a lot to get her team in this position. Rolls that one in. Armstrong now will check in. She had 2 points in the first half as Todd will take a seat.
Yeah, Briley Todd doing a nice job, like we mentioned, of just supporting Menser there. We saw her drain a nice 3 from the corner early out of the halftime to really get Plainfield going out of the half.
Plainfield now has not scored in the last 3 minutes. Had 2 early threes to start the quarter, and they've gone dry since. Dugan, good move. Williams knocks it home. Outstanding set by Plainfield.
Much better from Plainfield there, taking care of the ball, moving it around. I like when they let the ball do the work. Sometimes you've got your point guard trying to dribble and create too much. It's just easy to defend for Ben Davis.
Say you're a soccer person without saying you're a soccer person. Let the ball do the work. Well said, my friend. Timeout called by Ben Davis. It is a full timeout. But let us tell you about our friend Nathan Begley at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. You're good at lots of things like cheering your team on to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agent Nathan Begley is good at your insurance. Talk to Nathan in person, online, or over the phone at 317-507-7871 or stop by his office at 9821 East US Highway 36 in Avon. Start with your local agent, Nathan Begley, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and let's insurance together. The 2 timeouts remaining for Ben Davis, 3 remaining for Plainfield. Ben Davis led by 5 at halftime. Really, it's not been a larger margin for either team in either direction tonight.
Yeah, neither team really taking a large lead at this point. You know, early on in the first quarter, it looked like Plainfield was going to get off to a nice start and really kind of put Ben Davis on the back foot. But credit Ben Davis coming out in that second quarter, putting the clamps on defensively and fighting back to a halftime lead.
$13 for Skibinski. Leads the charge for Ben Davis. 10 for Williams. Paces the way for Plainfield. And Menser has not scored this half. Limited to just 3 field goals, but turnover by Ben Davis. Drive by Williams. Great recovery by BD. Is going to be a foul. Frankly, that's a foul you can live with if you're Ben Davis. And really no players in foul trouble just yet. And Curry had 2 as of late in the second quarter for Ben Davis, but she has stayed at 2 as we are approaching the tail end of quarter number 3. Ben Davis a couple of more times this year on ISC from the girls' perspective as Armstrong's baseline shot does not go. Next time we're planning on seeing Ben Davis will be January 9th, part of a doubleheader against North Central. We've referenced Pike. We'll also see Ben Davis and Pike in girls basketball here in this building in January. All in all, you will see 8 MIC girls basketball games this year. Part of our coverage plans on the ISC Sports Network. Not to mention the Girls Hall of Fame Classic, of which Plainfield will be a part of. And we'll also maybe see Plainfield in the Hendricks County Championship, which you can also see on MyNDTV 23 on January the 10th. Skibinski the miss and Armstrong the rebound.
That's a good shot by Skibinski. Just gets herself to the middle of the court, the elbow, off the dribble, and shows why she can be so dangerous from there. It's a good shot, and you'll live with that.
That's a turnover. Williams will hustle back, but that was not touched by a Ben Davis player. It's just been good, solid defense by Ben Davis.
Yeah, and I could, honestly credit both teams. Ben Davis is doing a nice job in the half court, and we saw Plainfield really out of the halftime inserting that trap defense, making it even harder for Ben Davis. But once they break that, then they've gotten a good job of getting into their offense.
Sulzer on the drive. Great body control to avoid the defender and uses that dominant left hand to put it up off the glass.
Well done, and that's that veteran style showing there. Sees the opening for the lane and accelerates through it, avoiding the contact.
On the drive, just open the floor and let Dugan go to work. So Dugan with 8. She's got 5 of her 8 here in the second half. And she's got 5 of the Plainfield 10 in the quarter. Before the shot, yeah, and I say in college or pros, and college now too, they will give you that move. We're not there in high school basketball just yet, underneath out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a good call. It was just on the step there. It's a great move there by Royston, but you said it, just on the ground there.
I've been in a few college basketball officiating meetings so far this year. I can tell you, continuation is coming to college basketball. Not in high school just yet. O'Connor back in there now for Ben Davis. Bland will check in next, dead ball for BD as well. Tough pass, good catch by Jones. Good hands by Menser, but Ben Davis able to hang on. Curry on the take. Blocking foul called again. I think they're going to say on the way up. So give Curry a couple of shots.
Yeah, and overall, it's a pretty decent defensive stand there by Plainfield. As we take a look at Curry trying to split the defenders there, and yeah, that's a good call. No one really set for a charge at that point. She'll go to the line, but Plainfield doing a nice job of picking up on those moments when they can step up and put the pressure on. We saw O'Connor picking up her dribble there somewhere behind the three-point arc, and Plainfield was right away there with the pressure trying to get the trap on.
Off camera, Rob Fulkerson giving Kurt Benj a full explanation as to why that was a two-shot foul. And Kurt was lobbying for to be a foul on the ground. Either way, Curry makes one of two, and it's now a 4-point game. Menser on the bounce. Poked away by Ben Davis. Frankly, there were a few more openings early in this game on those drives. Ben Davis has really shored that up in quarters 2 and 3.
It's a great point. You know, pregame we thought it'd be Plainfield that really needed to pack that paint against Shania Curry. And honestly, it's been Ben Davis that's made the adjustment to dominate the paint defensively, but they've got to find a way to get that ball to the point guards.
Good rebound by Skabinski, but she then lost the handle. Curry forces the tie-up. However, the arrow will keep it here. Unofficially, 12 turnovers now on Ben Davis.
Yeah, and the way for Plainfield to get past that is to start hitting some more shots from behind the arc, which we've seen them do, but credit Ben Davis, they're really only giving up that mid-range opportunity, which is not a 100% great shot for Plainfield.
Yeah, 4 threes made by Plainfield, and they make an eye-popping number. They make 8 threes a game. That's going to win you a lot of games. There aren't many teams in the state as, again, we start to get more truer stat averages as the season goes along that will make that many threes a game. Williams, a 67% free throw shooter, connects on the first.
Yeah, and a lot of those threes will typically come from some sort of drive and kick motion, and that, again, with the defense that Ben Davis has been playing, just something that Plainfield's not been able to find in rhythm tonight.
Williams, the only Plainfield player in double figures. And I think there was a question as to maybe whom that last foul was on. The reason why we're have a momentary delay here. Thumbs up has been given by Mr. Fulkerson. Williams misses the second. Eventually Plainfield comes out of there with it. Williams, good take, and one. And a free throw can tie us at 37.
Well done, Berkeley Williams going ahead, stepping up and finding the lane through there. Beats the first defender, and then nice job elevating, creates the contact, and we'll see who that foul goes on for the Giants, but that's more of what Plainfield needs to find to break down that paint D.
But a miss. And again, neither team great free throw shooting teams. Plainfield tends to get there in bunches. They haven't tonight. Salzer has a window. Kicks to a teammate and Martin for 3. And foul against Ben Davis, which should lead to free throws at the other end. So Royston picks up the foul. And that should be on the 5th foul. That should be free throws at the other end.
Yeah, and it's a good find by Ben Davis there, and Salzer to kick it back out to Mackenzie Martin, just not able to find the bottom of the net, and they get called for the rebounding foul. First one we've seen of those tonight over the back, and again, it's just credit Plainfield to being in better position on those possessions.
So again, been a couple of years now, but just to refresh your memory, no 1 plus the bonus in any level of high school basketball. Only in men's college basketball on 3 fouls a half do you see 1 plus the bonus. 38-37, first Plainfield lead since early in the quarter. They led 29-28 after their second made three of the quarter, but Ben Davis turns it over. But then gets it right back. Good read by Royston. And then Royston got fouled. Just the fourth foul on Plainfield, so no free throws out of this exchange just yet.
Yeah, and Plainfield taking the lead back again. And, you know, looking at this second half so far, you feel like the fourth quarter is really going to go to the team that values the ball the most. We've seen a few silly turnovers there, but most of them forced, honestly, by great defenses on both sides.
See if Ben Davis elects to hold for one here. Curry may put it on her hip until she's forced to do otherwise. Neither team a foul to give here. Plainfield asking for a 5-second count, doesn't matter. Menser gets the steal. Finds a teammate, shot off in time that does not go. But Plainfield finds a bit of a flourish at the end of the third quarter. And they will take a 1-point lead to quarter number 4 in a very well-played game. Quakers 38, Giants 37. We're back after this on ISC.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Make sure you join us tomorrow at 12 o'clock on the ISC Sports Network for our November installment of the IU Indy Coaches Show. We'll talk IU Indy women's basketball as the Jaguars beat Bradley on Saturday, and later tomorrow hop a bus to go play the University of Evansville. And on Thursday night, Kate Bruce's team 2-2 to start the season. Nevaeh Foster, one of our featured guests. Make sure you join us tomorrow, 12 o'clock from Jaguars Crossing on the IU Indy campus. Here it's 38-37 Plainfield. There has not been a double-digit lead in either direction in tonight's game. For a mid-November game, this has been really well done. Salzer gets rid of that ball just in time as the 5 count was about to be applied. Salzer somehow finds Royster. Her shot blocked, but Salzer is there, and Ben Davis goes back in front.
Oh, and that is just a killer for Plainfield. They were flying around on defense there, doing an excellent job, and just coming in the weak side for the 2-point finish.
Dugan, good take to the bucket, just couldn't finish. Dugan really has stepped up her offensive game. Now, again, she averages 9 points a game, but she's kind of stepped up a little bit here as the offense has lagged at times. Cadence Bland gets a rare bucket.
It's a great take by the senior, and look at the hustle play trying to get the steal back on the other side. But great awareness there by Bland. Gets the ball, puts it on the court, and just finds her way to the basket. Here's the hustle play on the steal. Almost gets away with it cleanly.
And she does commit the foul. Bland picks up her second. Cadence had 2 points in the first 3 games this season. Her first bucket of the night. 7 different Ben Davis players have scored. Little half-court trap from BD, and Williams steps on the sideline.
Yeah, I think Williams is lucky there just to get the sideline call. Had a little bit of a shove off there as she was going into the trap. Ben Davis ramping up the defensive pressure here in the fourth quarter.
Royster didn't get rid of it in time. 5-second call.
Again, both teams now, we're going to see a defensive showdown in this fourth quarter, which, again, in the battle of the benches, not really that surprising. 2 coaches that really put a big big emphasis on the defensive end.
Three in the corner by Ryder is good. Her first made field goal. And we're tied at 41.
Great look there from Ryder, and they're just patient with it until they find a good shot.
10-second call. Press really starting to amp up.
Yeah, you had a feeling one of those was coming for Plainfield. There's been quite a few times Ben Davis is trying to break that press, and it's been really, really tight. Plainfield gets the 10-second call there.
Up to 15 turnovers now for Ben Davis. Williams, who touched it last. Ben Davis did. The baseline official basically said, hey, I'm shielded, help me. So the side official said, I saw it off a Ben Davis player.
Yeah, you were talking about Dugan earlier and some of the offensive work that she's taken over for Plainfield this evening. And keep an eye on her in these dying minutes as well. She's shooting 50% from beyond the three-point arc.
Dugan. And that will be a foul. That's on Curry. That's her third.
I think it's a good call. They're trying to get in there for the jump ball, but never quite has two hands on the ball and ends up grabbing the Plainfield player there, it looks like, for the foul.
Skibinski will come in. Royston will have a seat. And Skibinski now second in scoring for Ben Davis. Menser goes to the post. Shot blocked on the save. Skibinski. Yep, Menser fouled. Yep, that's frustration. Absolutely. Kurt may not like to call, thinking that Menser may have got hit on the way up, but Menser did absolutely just kind of let the frustration go, just kind of shoved Skibinski as she got by her. So foul on Menser is her second.
It's a great way to put it, just frustration there, and we'll probably see a few more of those from both sides as these 6 minutes wind down.
Yeah, we are getting to the business end of this one. That's just going to pick up. Plainfield has really amped up their pressure, and a timeout given to Ben Davis because again, they felt another 10-second violation was coming. So with that, we'll step aside. 5:53 left to play. Tied at 41 between Ben Davis and Plainfield as you're watching on ISC. Jackson takes the handoff, throws the deep ball. He's got a man. Catch made. Rolling, throwing, has a man. First down, the grab by Cyrus. Billingsley keeps. Billingsley spins away from the tackle. Still going. Touchdown, Snyder. Back to Ben Davis. This one has been good from the start. Largely in either direction has been 5. Ben Davis led for most of quarters 2 and 3. Plainfield has kind of turned the wick up on the pressure. Now we're tied at 41 with 5:53 to go. The only bad news for Ben Davis, your screen is correct. They're down to 1 timeout remaining with 5:53 to go.
Yeah, and credit the defensive pressure of Plainfield for getting them down to that 1 timeout. Previous one we had to take due to that 10-second call looming on them. Would have been their second in a row.
But of note for both teams, their leading scorer in the season is now playing with 3 fouls with nearly 6 to play. Curry has 3, Menser has 3 for the Quakers. Both remain in the game with 3 fouls. Four starters in Bland on the floor for Ben Davis. Right idea, just couldn't complete the pass. And then Plainfield gives it right back.
Yeah, you said it. Right idea there. Plainfield just waiting for that trigger to go ahead and send the second player up to the ball handler for that trap. They've got to find that 1-2 game.
Bland takes the 18-footer and leaves it short, but goes and gets it and does much better from 2 feet than 18. The seniors got 2 buckets here in the second half.
Yeah, Cadence Bland really showing that senior leadership. Just a bunch of hustle plays for her, making the difference.
Williams, good up and under, just missed it. He'll take that shot every time down the floor. So Ben Davis, the ball in a 2-point lead. Curry has an opening for a moment. Sulzer for 3, yes. That is her second 3 of the game. She's got 17. Back to a 2-score lead for the Giants.
Cool as a cucumber, Elias Salter. A great kick by Curry, and she had no doubt about that. A beautiful stroke from behind the arc.
Curry, good hustle. Clean play to Sulzer, make it a 7-point lead and a timeout Plainfield. 19 for Sulzer, timeout for the Quakers. It'll be a full timeout. Again, we'll step aside. We'll let this take you to break. Ben Davis has 7 unanswered. They lead it with 4:32 to play on ISC.
And gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away and he puts it away.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today.
Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Back at Ben Davis High School, Greg Rakestraw, Kristen Hazley with you on the ISC Sports Network, our Metro Indy area girls high school basketball season opener. Seven-point lead for Ben Davis. Largest lead of the night for either side. Dugan stepped through, couldn't finish. Menser fouled on the drive. No free throws.
Yeah, I think that might get Salter on that one.
That's her third. So Curry and Salter each play with 3. And they account coming into the game for about 60% of Ben Davis's offense.
Yeah, and I think in this last 4 minutes here, if you're Ben Davis, yes, keep the defensive pressure up, but yes, they get Skabinski again there. You've got to limit your fouls there. You know, we talked about in the first half, a missed shot is better for them than almost a turnover, but I would say even a foul at this point, because pretty soon here, they're going to be giving up shots from the free throw line.
As in the next foul. That is foul number 4. Basket cuts. Just couldn't go. Plainfield simply missing some open shots right now, too. But Sulzer able to save it, but again, the 10-second count will be kicking in soon, which is why that ball was kind of thrown to the other end. Dugan got that one.
Great composure by Dugan on that one. Sometimes those are the toughest ones. 2 defenders in front of you, goes with the shot fake, gets her in the air. Great composure to just finish that, not lose another point in the paint.
High hands by Dugan. Gets the steal, got fouled, shot won't go, but she'll get 2 free throws. And now for the first time, you're starting to see turnovers lead to immediate offense for Plainfield.
Yeah, and credit the full-court press that Plainfield's putting on, as we just saw the replay, and it's Dugan just, you said it, high hands, doing her job, getting the tip and heading downhill to the hoop.
So Dugan now with 11, and she is the 3rd leading scorer on a per-game basis for the Quakers. Pugh will come back in. Armstrong will have a seat. Martin back in for Ben Davis. Shot missed. Good job by Skibinski to rebound down from the guard position.
Yeah, that's a critical rebound by Skibinski and gets him going the other way.
Good sharing of the basketball. Skibinski, I think they'll say on the floor. On the floor. Third team foul against Plainfield.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. It's a great find here by Curry to find Skibinski on the other side. They just get, let's see, yeah, Dugan there on the contact, but it is on the ground. That's our third.
One more foul to give for Plainfield. That was team foul number 3. Curry serves as the outlet on the inbounds pass. And Ben Davis looking for their first win of the season, to do so against a ranked opponent. Menser, and that's a foul. That's on Salter. That's 4. So she picks up her 4th. Another turnover by Ben Davis, number 19. And now 2 free throws for Menser.
And the turnovers and steals for Plainfield not coming really from anything too out of characteristically wild. I mean, they're just being solid. Hands up in the passing lane, making it difficult for Ben Davis to move the ball around. And now you see where it becomes critical as far as valuing the ball if you're Ben Davis and trying to get as much out of the clock as you can each possession.
Menser's free throw is good. I guarantee you this number will improve as the season goes along. But Hannah is now 10 of 20 from the free throw line this year. She is way too good of a shooter to be flirting with 50% from the line.
Yeah, I would probably just chalk that up to early season adjustments, getting into the game, but you're absolutely right. I would expect that to go up.
But now a 3 to tie it. There you go. 4-point trip for Menser and for Plainfield, and we're tied at 48. 3 minutes left to play in the game. Jones just creates some space and got it to go. Paige Jones, the freshman, her 2nd field goal.
How about that? She goes through just about everyone on the Plainfield backcourt there. A great concentration to finish that one.
On the drive, shot does not go. And the rebound corralled by Ben Davis. Every time Plainfield has made a run, Ben Davis has had an answer. Martin left hand, give it to her. Mackenzie Martin gets her 2nd bucket of the game. Back-to-back hoops by Ben Davis. And timeout called Plainfield. Again, we will take it with them. 2:18 to play in this one. 52-48. We're back in 30 seconds on ISC. And gets the highlights.
Now he takes the look away and he puts it away.
Both teams now with 1 timeout. Greg Rakestraw, Kristen Hazley with you here on the ISC Sports Network. You get to see our broadcast vantage point here at Ben Davis High School. This has been an outstanding game, and it's not been played like a mid-November game.
Not at all, and it's been fun to see both teams go on these little spurts, and then the answers defensively, whether it's Plainfield with the full-court press or Ben Davis just getting into those passing lanes. An awesome display of basketball.
Plainfield open with victories against McCutcheon, Brownsburg, and Danville. Williams on the take. Again, good shot that would not go. Great play by Martin. Guards have rebounded exceedingly well for Ben Davis.
Absolutely, and that's, I think, has been the big difference.
Bland for 3. Making threes helps too. Which is something that Ben Davis has not done this year. And they answer with 7 of their own. Teams have literally exchanged touchdowns. 7 in a row for BD, 7 in a row for Plainfield, 7 in a row for BD. But now BD has the ball, and Menser immediately gives the foul, which is her 4th. So again, not a bad foul in terms you had a foul to give to kind of get your defense set. But now Menser can't give any more fouls because Plainfield without Menser is, even on a slow night for her, it's a different offense.
You're exactly right, and you see there Menster having to give the foul because it's another clutch rebound by Ben Davis. That time it's again the freshman Paige Jones securing the ball, and when they do that, they just shut down Plainfield. And we said early on, if they can keep Plainfield's offense to one and done, it bodes well for them, and at the scoreboard, it has definitely done the trick for Ben Davis tonight.
The fact that Menser is sitting with 4 fouls tells you that Plainfield's going to play the foul game a little bit here. Skibinski says, all right, fine, I'll go ahead and go for it. Gets the rebound, and now Ben Davis recycles. Stan Bench telling his team, hey, back it out a little bit. His team's so young, I don't think they care. Skibinski has 15. 9 in a row for Ben Davis.
Now when the backcourt is that wide open, Skibinski with the backdoor cut. Easy decision there for Ben Davis.
And then jump ball. Arrow will keep it here. But what a finishing kick by Ben Davis. They have scored the last 9 points of the game over the last 2 minutes.
They've really come alive, and you see here, they're finding the way into Dugan, but Paige Jones quickly with that double. And again, it's just the defensive composure. It's well done, and to be this scary defensively early on in the season, it's an excellent sign for the Ben Davis Lady Giants.
Menser, a volleyball line 3 that does not go. Good rebound by Williams, but stripped by Jones. And again, now Ben Davis again will play keep away. And if that's on Menser, that's 5. And it is. So Menser fouls out with 50 seconds left to go, and this is clearly heading in the direction of Ben Davis scoring an upset and handing Plainfield their first loss of the season.
And Hannah Menster, an amazing player, having a rough night tonight. For me, though, that's always a great fuel throughout the season. Those early games where you just do not play your best, don't play up to, what you're capable of. Excellent fuel for later on down the season. I would expect big things from her moving forward, but fouling out tonight.
Everything is coming up aces for Ben Davis, and there are so many different things you could describe as being outstanding for them. One of the things I keep coming back to is that Curry was more than a third of their offense the first 3 games of the year. She's got 7 points, and Ben Davis leads by double digits.
Absolutely. I think, Skibinski is obviously showing that she is going to be a major part of this Ben Davis offense moving forward. And I've also been impressed with what they've been able to do on the defensive end as they pick up another one here.
On the attack, shot does not go. And then a foul, which is the last thing you want to do if you're Ben Davis, because now you're giving Plainfield a chance to shoot free throws with the clock being stopped. And Plainfield will take on Perry Meridian on Friday. They will play in the Sneakers for Santa event, and in years gone by, we have had that in ISC. Unfortunately, could not work the girls event into our schedule this year. They got 5 great games at Brownsburg on Saturday. And Homestead, led by Maya Epps, is going to play at Louisville. Homestead has 5 seniors that will all play college basketball next year. Again, they are one of the favorites in the state this season, as Todd makes them both. But again, Ben Davis, now you're playing keep away. Make Plainfield come get you. Curry is fouled by Ryder, and Curry will shoot 2. For Ben Davis, they will head to Warren Central on Saturday. They will go to Crispus Attucks on Tuesday night.
I think we've got some really amazing teams, not only here in Central Indiana. You mentioned Homestead. I'm already excited for March. Bring on the playoffs. It's off to a great start tonight with this one, but it's going to be a fun season in all classes of basketball this year.
Plainfield is amongst the best teams. They didn't have their A game tonight. Credit Ben Davis. Pike and LC get your attention locally. Hamilton Southeastern maybe not as good as they have been, but still one of the top 10 teams in the state of Indiana. Led by Holman and Stidham of that group. Curry's got 9, the lead is 10. Plainfield can only stop at 1 time, and again, that's of importance. An ankle breaker, that time from Todd. 3 does not go for Armstrong. And again, time keeps rolling off of the clock, which frankly is the most important thing for Ben Davis. Folks, Ben Davis had not scored more than mid-40s in a game this year. Again, their best result was their last one, where Brownsburg beat them by 2. That was a team that Plainfield beat by 6. And that was kind of the indicator that hey, this game's going to be pretty competitive. But as is always the case, playing a stand bench team is not fun. Riders 3 no good. Skabinski with the rebound, and Ben Davis can take this in the front court, and Bland will hang on to it. What a way to get your first win of the season. And Big Brother gets one on Little Brother. Skabinski does get the shot to go to end the game, and I guess it'll be Coach Benj after the game may say, you know what, don't shoot that one anymore. 62-50 is the final score. Kristen, your final thoughts on this one?
Hey, it's been an excellent battle. You said it. Credit Ben Davis really stepping up, showing that 0-3 record is not who they are as a team. Saw some great performances from some of their youngsters. It's going to be fun to watch both of these teams continue throughout the season, and I think there'll be 2 names we'll be talking about deep into the postseason.
A reminder, tonight's game presented in part by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Call Nathan Begley at the number on your screen, and let's insurance together. For Kristen Hazley, Jordan Shue, as well as Vince Morales, this is Greg Rakestraw. What a way to tip off our girls basketball season. We'll do it again tomorrow night at Lawrence North. We hope you join us then. Ben Davis gets their first win of the season. They down Plainfield 62-50. Thanks for watching on ISC.